If used appropriately, I think technology is a great way to make learning more interesting and meaningful for students. My approach to using technology in my classroom is to integrate technology use into the curriculum for every subject area. My approach includes aligning the ISTE standards with the state standards I will be teaching and using the Triple E framework to determine the effectiveness of the technology I choose to use. I chose this approach because I want my students to be able to have access to technology that is going to engage them in learning, enhance their learning, and extend their learning beyond the classroom. Along with this, I want my students to use technology to help them develop skills that are going to help them become better students and prepare them for their future. With my approach, my goal is to have my students become empowered learners, digital citizens, knowledge constructors, innovative designers, computational thinkers, and global collaborators through the use of technology. For example, my lessons will include ways for my students to demonstrate their learning through the use of technology, such as multimedia presentations or podcasts. My lessons will incorporate the ISTE standards so that my students will have opportunities to use technology tools that will help them become better students. To take on this approach to using technology in my classroom, there are resources I will need. First, I will need access to a computer lab or a classroom set of computers or iPads. I will also need a technology budget that will allow me to purchase new technology software, programs, or tools to aid in my teaching. Most importantly, I will need the support of administration so that I'm able to fully take on this approach in my classroom. I understand that you would be concerned about student safety, especially when using the internet. To wrestle with this concern, the first thing I would think about is having an internet safety training for all students. It is important for students to engage in positive, safe, legal, and ethical behavior when using the internet and when using technology. There are several great trainings you can find online, such as the one on Discovery Education. The school could have students complete the trainings at the beginning of the year to help prepare them for the rest of the year. Along with this, I would begin to think about if the types of technology tools you want to use have safety features that come with them. If they do not, there are ways you can make the internet and the technology tools safer for students to use, such as ad blockers or parental control settings. As for students' ability to use technology appropriately, there are also online trainings that students can complete. Those trainings will show students what it means to be a good digital citizen and how to maintain digital privacy and security. It is also important to model for students how to use the technology appropriately to help minimize misuse. When students are designers, makers, and producers with technology, it means they are using the information they have gathered from technology tools to create collections of digital artifacts. Then, by creating and producing digital artifacts, students will be able to demonstrate meaningful connections or conclusions they have made. This is definitely something we should take seriously because it is important for students to be able to demonstrate their learning through the technology they are using. When students produce digital artifacts, they are able to create meaningful learning experiences for them and for others. Some examples of digital artifacts could be student portfolios, videos, podcasts, or multimedia presentations. When considering the use of technology across our school, we should consider how students will be able to use that technology to create meaningful learning experiences and demonstrate their learning. There are several ways we can help students with this by using technology. First, there are online simulations that involve coding and programming to help students develop their computational thinking skills while playing games. In addition, there are technology tools that students can use to break apart problems and solve them in new ways using the technology they have. There are also ways to help students expand their capacity to solve problems at a higher scale while using complex strategies without using technology. Some teachers incorporate aspects of computational thinking in their classrooms without even realizing it. I think the most important thing to do to help students with these skills is to provide them opportunities to practice developing those skills using complex strategies. Teachers can have students participate in projects that require data collection, algorithms, and procedures. Another thing teachers could do is provide students with complex problems that require them to think of creative ways to solve them using skills like decomposition and pattern recognition. To help with complex problem solving, students should develop skills such as data collection, data analysis, data representation, problem decomposition, abstraction, algorithms and procedures, simulation, and parallelization. Further explanations of these skills and helpful activities to go along with them can be found with the ISTE standards.